Hey Blake, Jessica Peterson here from Peterson SEO. We specialize in working specifically with restoration companies just like you guys. And I just recently got off the phone with Josh, and he thought you might be interested in checking out this video, especially since you guys were in the process of rebuilding your website. So this might actually be perfect timing for you guys. So I'm super excited. He accepted this video for you. We're going to go over a few strategies that you can start applying right away, and it's going to make a big difference for your business. And I know that it will because we've applied these same similar strategies with over 50 other restoration companies just like you guys, and it's made a huge difference. Right now, you have only a handful of website visitors coming to your website every month. So you're missing out on thousands and thousands of searches happening by not having these strategies in place, okay? From what I can see, you guys serve at least 3 different states. And possibly, I'm not sure based on the name, I don't know if you guys do global restoration work or if it's all of the US or if you are just in Kansas, Texas, and Florida. Kind of your strategy is going to have to be a little bit different depending on what your aim is. But what I'm about to show you is kind of the basics, at least, to get you going in that right direction, okay? Right now, because you're not getting that traffic, you don't have these strategies in place, you're losing more than 70% of the available jobs every month, okay? So there's 3 main things we need to talk about today. That's going to be your content keyword strategy, your citations, and then backlink SEO. So I hope that the web designer that you helped is an SEO expert, especially for restoration, because it's a little bit of a different animal than anything else, okay? So hopefully they have all of this, but if not, then let this be a guide for you to make sure that all of these things are in place with your new website, okay? So as you can see, we are on your website here, and it's important to understand that Google does not rank websites based on appearance. It is based on content, and content is key for everything. Not just ranking online, but for generative, for AI, ChatGPT, Alexa, for them to find your business, okay? Your content is critical. And so you absolutely do have to have a separate page for every single one of these services at the bare minimum, okay? Google wants a separate page for each service because that allows you to dive deep into what that service is about and answer questions your customers have and really be helpful. That content is then built around those local keywords. If you're national, then it doesn't need to be local. If you're state, it might just be Florida or Kansas. Looks like you guys are based in Kansas City, so if that's your home base, this website might be focused on Kansas, and then have separate service area pages for each of the states that you serve, or might even break it down further, have the state pages and then also the major areas in the state. That way you are found in each of the areas that you serve, okay? When we talk content, that can be many things. That can be video, it can be images, and then this written content here, okay? Your home page needs at least 1,500 words or more of written content. If your competition has more than 1,500 words, you're going to want more. You're going to want 1,800 or 2,000 words even. And this content needs to be built around those local keywords or the keywords for your area, whether it's state or national, okay? And so you need the proper repetition of those keywords. For Google to pick up a keyword and get it indexed, it really needs at least 3 repetitions on the page, okay? So having the right content and keyword structure and keyword strategy are absolutely critical. And this home page here is the most important page because it ties all of your other website pages together like a nice pretty bow. Okay, so this is a really important page. You do have these little mini summaries of these services, which are good. They just need to be expanded on, and you need to use the keywords relevant to those services, okay? And then adding new fresh content every month, fresh blogs, long form blogs that interlink with those pages. All of those are going to be extremely helpful to allow you to be indexed for more keywords, and for Google to start putting more customers on your website. So Google is sending crawlers to your website, which are like little mini robots, and it scans every single one of those pages, every single image throughout your website, and all of this written content to have an understanding of who you are, what type of services do you offer, and where do you offer those services. So if you don't have the right type of content, if you don't have keyword strategy or any information about where you serve, it is impossible for Google to be able to bring people to your website. Okay, and then when you get them to your website, you want them to be able to convert. So you need to make sure that you have good calls to action throughout your website. You have seconds to capture their attention. So having a website form right here in your hero section on every single page is going to help a lot, along with click to call phone numbers. They are not going to search to find out how to contact you. Okay, so once we get them there, we need them to convert. All right, now if we look at your top competitor for water damage in Kansas City, we do have PowerDry. They have a nice website. They have separate pages for their service areas, for each of their services. They've got click to call buttons. Okay, you can see they're calling out their local keywords, water damage Kansas City. People search differently. And 90% of people, when they need restoration services, they haven't been in this situation before. They don't know who you are, so they're not going to search by your brand name. They are going to search by those keywords. So it is absolutely critical you have that right strategy in place. And we can see here, they do have quite a bit more content than you guys do about each of those services, right? So in order to outrank a competitor like this, you have to do more. You have to have more content, okay? Better quality content, more pages, more long form blogs. All of those are absolutely going to be critical for you to not only outrank this guy, but your other competitors in all of the areas that you serve, okay? Now we know when your customer does a search, they're going to do a search something like this, right? And when they do, there's three major positions that your business can have good positioning in. And generally, that's going to be your ads in the first spot. So that those cost per click ads and even these local service ads here. Okay, and as long as your processes are dialed in and you have the right type of landing pages for your ads, and you're not just sending people to your main website, they can be really profitable for you. But if you don't have that, you need to dial those in first. Otherwise, you're just going to be losing money. Okay, they're just not going to get that conversion. Now, these next two sections are even more important because this is where the bulk of the traffic comes. This is your Google Business Profile, Google Map Pack area. And your goal is to be in the top 3 of this area because 30% of people come straight to this map pack and don't go anywhere else. They're going to call one of these 3 companies. And so if you're not one of them, you're leaving money on the table and you're quite literally handing your customers to your competition. So in order to get in this position, you have to optimize that page and go out and get more citations. And citations are simply listing the name of your business, your address, phone number, and website, and listing those in a bunch of directories like Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, Glassdoor, Angie's, sorry, And even your social media pages are considered citations. So you need a lot of those citations. You need more than your competition has, okay? Those are really critical for ranking in the maps. Now this third section here, this is your organic section. This is the most important section because 60 to 70% of people will skip the ads and the maps and they come right here. And so when your website is not showing up here for these searches, you're losing 60 to 70% of the available jobs every single month. So in order for your website to show up here, it all comes back to the foundation of this website. Does it have the right pages, the right content and keyword strategy? And then are you supporting that with the backlink SEO? So this is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use to show us how your website is performing. And we can see right here you have a score of 1.6 out of 100 in Google's trust flow. And that means Google doesn't trust your website. And yes, it does have to do with the content of your website, but more importantly, it has to do with the power that you're sending to your website. And just like any other tool we use, your website requires power. And we do that with backlinks. You need a lot of backlinks. But it's not just any backlinks, okay? We only want the good quality, do follow backlinks. Those are going to be backlinks from similar types of businesses, other home service business websites, related vendors, etc. You don't want to go after just high-ranking websites like a Taco Bell or a Pizza Hut because even though they're high-ranking sites, you guys don't serve food. And so it doesn't help you guys, it actually hurts you guys. So we only want to be going after good quality links. We do need more than our competition has and better quality, okay? Because your website lacks real content, you've only been indexed for 8 keywords, and you're only getting about 28 people on average to your website. And if we look at those keywords, this traffic is coming from the brand, okay, and this national term here, which kind of goes with your brand as well. And it's great that you're ranking for that brand. Your brand is important. But like I said, 90% of people aren't searching for that. You're missing out on all the people who don't know you yet. Okay? So we really have to focus on your keyword and content strategy, not just on your homepage, but throughout your entire website. So you can be indexed for the critical keywords in the areas that you're serving. So people can find you and you get jobs in those areas. Okay? If we look at your competitor for Kansas City, they have a rating of an 18. They've got over 900 backlinks. They have a ton more pages, so they've got over 569 keywords, and they're getting over 1,700 people just for this Kansas City area, okay? So that's a ton of traffic you're missing out on just in the Kansas City area. Now, if we look at the keywords, we can see they are ranking. Okay, not just for their brand, but for these really critical keywords. This one keyword here, water damage Kansas City, alone gets 350 in traffic every single month. Okay, so the higher you are in ranking, there's 10 spots per page on Google. The higher you rank, the more this traffic that you can get, and the top positions can get 35 to 40% of the traffic every single month. Okay, so you definitely need to work on these strategies. This specific company is beatable, but it's definitely going to take a bit of work for you guys, okay? So please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Please take this information to your web developer, or if you want additional help, you want a partner that actually specializes in this, we're here for you as well. Restoration is our specialty. So please feel free, ask any questions that you might have. You can respond to my email, text, or give us a call, and we would be happy to chat. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope to hear from you soon, and good luck on that new website.